60 unnoticed hints girls dropped for guys. Truth be told, after I saved the JPEG, I was thinking I probably should have done 50 or 40, but what am I gonna do? Go back in Photoshop? According to Reddit, number 60. When I was 18 and foolish, a girl once asked me if I was into role-playing games. I said of course, and promptly started showing her my World of Warcraft account. She left pretty soon after. Number 59. One of my employees, whenever she is drunk, brewery, not just kicking it with drunk employees, will constantly say how cute she thinks I am and how adorable my nerdiness is. She'll ask me to go to bars after we close down or to come over to hers and drink. I pretend every time I don't notice. She is pretty and all, but I like my job. I wonder if she thinks I'm that dense. One of my employees, yeah. Like these chicks don't know how to get up that ladder. It ain't the only thing they know how to get up, you know what I'm talking about? Number 58. I straight up told a dude that he had a glorious dick, and he still didn't get the hint. Wow. I wonder if she actually saw it, or if maybe it was an outline through some pants or something, who knows. Number 57. Want to see a movie with me? Sure. Who else is going? Ooh. Worst part, several months later after we finally got together, he told me that he wished I had asked him to the movie as a date. Ooh. I mean, dude. Okay. Number 56. Changed underwear in front of him. Oh my god, how does an opportunity like that even arise? The bitch says, edit. I was and still am married to the guy. Okay. Alright. She's married to him and she changed underwear, so it was more like a, hey, fuck me type thing. We have been together for 11 years, and we know each other's body languages very well. He also knows that I'm down for sex pretty much all the time, and I'm definitely not going to tell him no. If my panties are down, it's definitely about to happen. Yes, at that moment, he was either completely zoned out or being very dense. Because of his lack of response, I figured that he was either too tired or not in the mood and didn't want to make him feel pressured, so I dropped it and put the new pair on. A few days later, I was reading aloud excerpts from a thread similar to this, and it suddenly dawned on him. He was facepalming so hard, and we both had a great laugh over it. Let's read that again, guys. A few days later, I was reading aloud excerpts from a thread. That's so cute that other people do this. So I don't feel like such a freak for reading Reddit threads aloud. Someone else responds, these skid marks are out of control. I'm gonna slip into a fresh pair. Ew. These skid marks are out of control. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I really try not to laugh unless it's organic or I'm making myself laugh, because honestly, my brain sometimes tries to stay a step ahead of me, and I genuinely find myself hilarious sometimes in a you're not funny type of way. That's, to be honest, the majority of the comedy that's making me laugh is the fact that it's not comedy at all. It's not funny, and that's what gets not funny comedy out of me anyway. It gets me. It'll usually make me really mad at other people, but at myself, oh my god, woo lally. Listen, these skid marks are out of control, man. That's funny. Number 55. When me and my girlfriend were first together, she had come over for a dick appointment. Okay. Verbatim, I told her that. Oh, you need to come over for a dick appointment. Oh, snap. So I have basically very limited sexual experience. And so knowing she was coming over for that sole purpose of me fucking her was driving me crazy. When she came over, we smoked some of Satan's grass and began to watch Saw. An interesting choice, but what does it matter? if it's about that time. She literally said something along the lines of her being happy that to finally lay in bed with me. Nice. This flew over my head. I was nervous as shit. My palms were sweaty. My eyes was dripping. Sorry, I thought this was diving into an Eminem song. We literally finished the whole movie. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Oh no. And I gave her a small shitty kiss. I've never lived that down. She said, wow, can't believe we actually watched the whole movie. I contemplated my life after that. You should have. You cuck. Sometimes when I think about suicide, you know, and I think of all the things that have like iced that cake that's been baking for a long time. And then I think about how like these are cupcakes, you know, that these other people are going through. And they're just like, man, kill myself, man. Fucking loser. You did this to yourself too. What the hell is this? Hey girl, you want to come over and get some dick? Oh my god, yes, I'm a really. And then you watch a whole movie. You watch Saw. Like, what is wrong with you? Thank God we're engaged now, and I hit that all the time. I missed out. Yeah, I wonder if she's going to visit any other dudes for dick appointments that will have her sit through the whole movie. She'd be sitting on something during the whole movie, if you know what I'm talking about. Number 54. Not a girl, but I got a hint once that flew by me few. I'm not delivering that again the way that he wanted, you know, fuck that sentence and fuck this guy. So my former best friend and I, sadly, we do not talk to each other anymore thanks to an ex-girlfriend. We're very close. So close even that I fell in love with her and she apparently was with me. So we met more often during the evening, sometimes late at night, watched movies, hung out. She got way more direct with me about being interested in me, and when she was dressing up for a party and had no bra on because she was just sitting at home, she suddenly started telling me that I would not need to leave the room when she was changing clothes all of a sudden. She went all cuddly on the couch when we watched movies, and I was literally thinking I could make a move, but I am very happy with the friendship I got. You fucking nerd. We even went partying and a dude started dancing with her when she all of a sudden said something to him, pointed at me, and the dude ran off. Probably said something about me being her boyfriend. But my train of thought was, he wrote this shit, people. Not, come on. She probably was not interested in that guy. Look, nigga, this whole thread is gonna piss me off, I'm realizing, isn't it? The apex of my failure, however, was that one night we ordered some food, hung out, and we talked about the scenario that if a person insists on someone to sleep at their place, even though he/she knows the other person is not far away from home, that it's clearly a hint. Later that evening, I was about to go home. It was late at night and I had to walk about 25 minutes max, so it was not that far. She says, you know, you could sleep here. We are all alone, since she was living with her mother, who stayed at her boyfriend's place most of the time, or most of the week. And I literally said, nah, I'm good. It isn't that far anyways. Those two conversations were apart like 5 to 10 minutes. A bonus on top of my cluelessness, for her 21st birthday, I gave her an iPhone. In front of all people, she went to me, hugged me, said that there is only one thing to make this moment perfect, looked me deep in the eyes, and I did nothing. Yo, oh my God. Oh my God. She dodged a bullet, guys. That's the happy ending that we're looking for here, okay? She dodged a bullet, okay? And this is going to sound extremely rude what I'm about to say to you, but it's the truth. Guys want a dim-witted girl, okay? Because they're easy to handle. You know, they're easy to manage. We don't need a girl who needs to get up there. Because look, sometimes you guys get so emotional. Imagine like if you were to make really crazy decisions on your most emotional days. There's really no way of coming back from that. Think of like how you get it as far as intensity is concerned. There's no way you're going to be able to rebuild some of those bridges or dig your way out of those holes. So when you're particularly dim sometimes, you know what I mean? It's just the dream of a guy. I would imagine the opposite is the most frustrating thing in the world. No girl wants a dim dude, you know? It's not worth the exchange of being easy to handle. It's not worth it. So this girl dodged a bullet. We're not going to waste an hour talking about it. We're just going to move right along. That depressed me. Number 53. When me and my fiance were in high school, we were best friends, which of course meant I was too big of a chicken to tell him how I really felt. Well, my move was always to take the seat in front of him and purposely have my thong showing. Oh yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. While we had lectures. This went on for all the classes we had together, and we had a lot. I finally had to confess to him how I felt for him before he left our hometown for college after 3 years of this game. It turns out he was chicken too. He said those 4 years were the biggest tease imaginable. It's hilarious to talk about now. 4 years is a long time, I know. 4 years is a long time. And like this one, I guess I'll give some kind of a pass. You know what I mean? No, I can't. 4 years is too long. I'm sorry. In a normal scenario, I would give it a pass because if you don't really know this girl well, you got to respect her. If you're taking pervy looks at her, you know, you can't even be calling it pervy. You wearing a thong and it's like riding up your monkey balls and people can see it. You know what I'm talking about? You're putting that shit out there. You're displaying that. You know what I mean? You're wearing like really, really short shorts and you got tattoos and like what you expect people not to look. Get the fuck out of here. That's what you do it for. That's what you do it for, is the schmizzle of attention here. 4 years is a long time. Weird. You know, weird. We were best friends. Number 52, man. This is why hints suck. See a girl at a gym. We're both making eye contact for, I don't know, 3 months or so. She wears headphones. I don't want to be a creep. She constantly checks me out at the gym. She eventually comes up to me. We start talking daily. And she says we should do a workout so I can show her how to train delts properly. Gets me to add her on Facebook and Snapchat. We work out, keep talking daily. Getting closer, she asks what time I'm coming each day. Compliments my physique. Starts telling me personal stuff. Checking me out still. Asks to work working on my exercises and stuff. I finally ask her for coffee and she says yes. The day comes and she pulls a fast one. It doesn't happen. Continues to be clingy, checking me out all the time in the gym. 2 months later, I say, hey, coffee never happened. Still want to go do something. She declines. Still clingy in person and checking me out every chance she gets. Guess I misunderstood friendship. No, this bitch is just crazy. The bitch is just crazy. And she probably just wants to, I want to say, use you as like a trophy dude in public without the attachment of being with you. So like at the gym, she probably just wants someone around her. Again, girls are crazy. This is why it's bad. This is why some guys are so dense, is because some chicks are crazy. So I'm glad that we saw this one. It's kind of like a point to the contrary as to why some dudes are so cautious when it comes to women and quote hints, you know. 51. Me. So you're saying if I like this guy, I should just be straightforward and ask him out? Him. Yeah. Me. Okay. Do you want to go out with me this Friday? Him. Yeah, just like that. It was perfect. Me. Number 50. Halloween morning 2014. He knocked on my door to drive me to work. We had been friends for a month and he wouldn't make a move. So I answered the door in a t-shirt and cat ears and absolutely nothing else. That bastard walked right past me and looked for coffee in the kitchen. We've been married for 10 months now. He claims he totally knew my intentions, but knew being a gentleman would get him farther. I say he's full of it. Oh boy. Number 49. For a question that was directed at women, it sure is a sausage fest in here. Well, what did you people expect? The best way to get people into a Reddit thread is to tell them that the thread isn't directed at them. You know what I mean? Hey, meteorologists of Reddit. What's just the loneliest day you've ever had? Thank God I got the freaking mic before that sneeze erupted out of me. Jesus. But wait, what was I doing? There was a joke about a meteorologist, and I'm sure everybody will come into the thread and be all like, not a meteorologist, but Reddit humor. Number 48, man. I'm the guy who didn't notice, but I was driving her home. We went to school together, and she was on my route. Or route, depending on what you're about. And she started talking about how her boyfriend loves blowjobs and how good they are. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Also, even if I had picked up on it, I'm not a piece of shit. So, yeah, come on, man. You ain't shit. That's a bullet dodge, homie. Come on now. Bullet dodge. Number 47. In high school, I sat next to a very quiet guy that I liked. And whenever I was cold, I made my arm touch his. He would never move, but never talk to me other than to ask about class. 10 years later, I messaged him on Facebook asking about the reunion and jokingly asked him to be my date. He said, sure, why not? We've been married for a year next month. He said he didn't remember me from high school. This story I just love. There's something about it. There's something I just love about it. Why don't girls like make it apparent to dudes, you know? Some guys just flow through, you know? To be honest, myself included. I remember girls just used to disgust me. I remember in middle school, girls used to like follow me home. And I used to hate middle school too. But I was a bad boy in middle school and I'd skip all the time. Because I considered it just like a daycare. I hated everything about school. That being said, I don't know, man. There's just something so insincere about, I feel like when I was in school, I was too old for it. So I feel like all of the people that were seeing me were liking me for the wrong reasons. And it's weird because like now I'm behind a microphone and people aren't seeing me as directly as perhaps they could, you know? And somehow I feel that the connections that I make now are stronger than the ones that a lot of people who might seek me out or hear me and then go, oh, what's your name? And blah, blah, blah. I just like, I'm just like, ugh, you know what I mean? Ugh. But some of the people that I talk to now, I don't know, I feel like I have a stronger connection with. Maybe it's because at least we have the interests that we share, that we found each other through in common, which I feel is a bit more organic than perhaps just ending up under the same roof because we lived geographically in a place where this is the closest facility where we need to jump through whatever hoops society is about. But I'm getting off topic. Number 46. I went to this girl's house and we were just hanging out in her basement. She took out her laptop and was like, let's check out my Tumblr. And I was just like, okay, let's do this. She's got to be one of those girls with tons of porn on the Tumblr. So she set the laptop on the ground and I laid right in front of it. And she straddled me from behind and laid down on me. She scrolls through her Tumblr and it's all sex gifs and images. And she keeps saying, oh, I want to do this and that. After like 30 minutes of this, she went to drive me home. And she dropped me off and she told me that she thought I was gay. Now this chick's dangerous, okay? And I'm not saying that it's wrong for girls to like sexy things or to be this direct in their approach. But I'm gonna say that depending on how old these assholes were, this dude would have reason to be scared, you know? Not like properly intimidated, because this chick could be the type that just does it with pretty much anybody. Not that there's anything wrong with that, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to shame anybody, guys, but Oh my God. Okay. Like she's just like, all right, there it is. Let's do it. You know, like, I'm like, whoa, calm down. You know, I'm talking about, whoa. Oh my God. Some people ask for my cringiest story. Why would some people ask for your cringiest story? Anyway, he goes on to say, during the winter of my junior year of high school, I went to this girl's house to have some hot chocolate. Okay. It was cold outside. Okay. I was supposed to go with my friend, but he caught a cold and couldn't make it. So it was just me and her. Okay. Her mom was upstairs in her room giving us space. Wink. So I'm just laying down on her couch sipping some delicious cocoa, and then she lays down right next to me, like spooning situation. I'm talking direct contact, dick to ass. So me being the autismo that I am jumps up and says, stop. I don't want AIDS. Okay. She is like really embarrassed and tells me to calm down because her mom is upstairs. And there was a long, awkward silence before I left. Nigga, that's autism. Holy shit. I was just trying to defend you because that other chick may have been too much of a freak and you don't know what she got. I don't know if any of those sounds made the video, but it was definitely my mouse freaking out just now as it disconnected and reconnected about twice to the computer. So as we continue up the list of 60 unnoticed hints girls dropped for guys, we're at number 45, which reads, texting him every day. He thought I was doing it in a friendly manner, calling him cute names. He thought I was kidding, asking him to judge my outfits. He didn't think anything of it. Making bets with him. The loser had to have something done, which always revolved around sex. He just thought I was joking. I had to tell him that I would have liked to have sex with him when I was tipsy for him to realize that I liked him. Why do you need to be tipsy? You know what I mean? Why is there so much shame in all of your games, dude? In the end, I'm glad I've had something to drink that day, or we wouldn't have been together for 7 years. Well, I'm glad that liquid courage exists for some of you fucking cucks. Number 44. I asked him if he wanted to go to my dorm for Netflix and chill. We watched Parks and Rec for 2 hours, and then he went home without touching me once. It's a good show. Listen, guys, number 45, you know, it's going to seem like I was coming off kind of intense about the whole liquid courage thing. Yeah, everybody needs a push in the right direction occasionally. Sometimes we all just can't be so vicious and intense a Kyle as we may want to be in our heart of hearts. But listen, you know, grow a backbone and manage some shit on your own. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing, in my opinion, when the alcohol is an excuse. Do you know what I mean? I can understand that, where some people want to use the alcohol as an excuse. Oh, I'm a little tipsy, you know what I mean, to excuse what's going on or why I'm acting like this. But it shouldn't be necessary for you to come out of your shell, so to speak, or not be, you know, whatever. But again, I can't speak for everybody. These blanket statements don't apply to everybody because some people genuinely struggle with nervousness and anxiety in a capacity where they probably need to be medicated, but they haven't been properly diagnosed. So I'm not saying that you're some kind of chicken shit pussy cuck for wanting to not directly approach some things, especially with the fear of rejection. But, you know, believe in yourself, okay? And that's what I don't like here. Better to just be like, yo, I'm into you, you know? And face that rejection head on than to waste each other's time, because that's the way you gotta look at it. It's not just like you wasting his time or you wasting her time. It's both of you wasting each other's time in that capacity. You know, there's no ruined friendships, you know what I mean? As long as you guys can communicate, you guys got a lot going on. So number 43, I put out my hand for him to hold and he high-fived me. You mean low-fived? And somebody else responds, did you expect him to leave you hanging? Number 42, We were leaving the beach, and I decided to try to change the suit under the towel trick. Keeping eye contact, I told him if I messed up and flashed him, I hope he likes what he sees. He promptly turned around to give me privacy. I kissed him later that night. He got that one. Okay. And number 41, I'm not a lady. But a girl once asked me, so, where are you sleeping tonight? And I was just like, at home. I live 5 minutes away, so that's pretty sweet. And it was pretty sweet until the day after when my friend told me that I'm retarded. And it was pretty sweet. Number 40, my ex-boyfriend was pretty reserved and had limited experience with girls when I first met him. It took forever for it to click with him that I was into him. I would convince him to sleep over at my place or let me sleep at his to snuggle. I would wear nothing but a t-shirt and panties, and I would literally press my body up against his and talk to him with our faces an inch apart. I would whisper in his ear and rest my hand on his thigh an inch away from his package. It took over a month of this before he realized I wasn't just being friendly. Seems pretty ridiculous. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that you girls are flat-chested. You did not just go there, Kyle. I do believe that I did. I do believe that I did. Just kidding, all of you flat-chested women listening. I am not trying to make enemies. I love you. I love you. You do not need huge boobs to to offer any companion, what they're seeking. That's what I'm talking about. You're your own person, and you're amazing in your own right. Number 39. One time I was texting my boyfriend and told him that I bought a vibrator for the nights he was away at work or something rather. His exact response was, "Oh, cool, what color?" I sent him a pic of it and he replied with, "Can you put it up the butt too?" I sent him a text replying, "Come over and find out." And he replied 2 minutes later, "Never mind, I just Googled it." My man. It wasn't about the practicality. It was about the science, okay? It wasn't a we should. It was a but can it be done? But can it be done? Will it blend? Do you know what I mean? Number 38. Back in college, my now significant other of 4 years would walk me home from class at night, mustered up the courage to ask him, "Come upstairs and have some wine with me." I got a hard no. Okay, he's not into it. 2 months later, he invites me and my friends to a party. He's blackout drunk when we show up and tells my friend that he's in love with me and got wasted because he was nervous about seeing me. She convinces him to tell me, knowing I was also into him. Curveball, told me that he was really into me but didn't want to mess up my relationship. What relationship? You know that guy from our class that you always talk to and giggle with? Matt? As in Matt with the boyfriend Matt? Oh, well, that strangely explains a lot. Oh, it was just a gay guy that he thought was the, it's cute that this guy needed to get blackout drunk before he could admit crap about, liking a girl. What a gay man. Maybe she helped set this dude up with Matt. Kyle, come on, why are you so mean to everybody? I just woke up. Number 37. I asked a guy for his number after a meetup. Okay. I went on a date with him, and he didn't realize it was a date until his friend that we ran into texted him to apologize for crashing it. Currently sitting on the couch next to him 3 years later, looking at the dogs that are available for adoption. He eventually caught on. Why you gotta write it like that? Like it's some kind of fucking story from the 80s. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Number 36. I was at a party drinking with a guy I had a bit of a crush on. We were joking around and I told him to touch my boob because he jokingly accused me of padding my bra since they're quite large. Oh man, That's what I'm talking about. It's just, oh, I can't even resist smiling. I'm so bad. Woo. Yes. Okay. He did touch them for a second, but then he just kept on going with the conversation. I figured he wasn't interested, and I got over it. I think he realized his mistake because he always made it a point to like everything I post on Facebook. I wouldn't call this a happy ending. She should have made like a comment like, "Oh, so you don't like what you feel?" And then he'd be like, "No, I'd suck those titties if I could. You know that." "Oh yeah, well what if I gave you the opportunity right now? Get into this bathroom." "I'm sorry, suck those titties." Number 35. I told him he could come home with me after the movie and show me a move we saw during a sex scene. He didn't go home with me. I don't think it was because he found me unattractive, but I can't be sure anymore. Oh, God, these are some sad endings. Number 34. One day, shortly before my husband returned from work, I stripped down and put on one of his button-up t-shirts, jumped in bed, sat all sexy like, and waited for him to get home. He gets home and walks to the bedroom. Boom, naked wife with her boobs hanging out of your shirt. I thought I was being obvious. Nope, he lays in bed next to me, talks about his day, and looks to be getting ready for a nap. I thought, oh, maybe he's super tired. I'll catch him after his nap. I jump out of bed, put some pants and shirt on, and go. Yeah, I just sneezed again. And go down the hallway to fold laundry. Not but a couple minutes later, my husband comes running down the hallway before coming to a screeching halt in front of me. He's doing his best to be smooth with a hint of awkward. He didn't realize I was initiating sexy time at all. He pulled out all his best moves and dragged me back into the bedroom. Adorable. It's adorable. It's the happy ending we've been looking for, guys. Number 34. Number 34, give you some more. Number 33, not a lady, but I had this girl visit me and sleep with me in the same bed on 4 different occasions from half across the country. I thought we were just friends. Nigga, what? 4 different times she came halfway across the country for your dumb ass? And the second time she wasn't like, look, motherfucker, why didn't we do anything the first time? 10 years later, I was taking a shit. And it dawned on me that she didn't travel across the country just to sleep, for fuck's sake. I feel bad for the girl now because I was really into her too. You're an idiot, dude. Wow, man. Some girl jumping on a plane. Man. Number 32. When my girlfriend and I started talking, she kept leaving hints saying if I wanted to come in for a nightcap or if I was too tired to drive, I could stay the night and share the bed. But since I wake up at 4 a.m. for work, I told her I was pretty tired and I think I'm going to go home, and it's not that far of a drive. When I arrived home, I found this link from her.
I know a lot of guys have trouble.
Oh my God, casually explained, is she into you? Yeah, it's true. I love that video if you guys haven't checked it out, so you guys should check it out. Casually explained, is she into you? Because it's pretty tongue-in-cheek. It's pretty witty. Number 31. When it's hammered into your brain your whole life that it's creepy and predatory to get forward with a girl because you think she's into you, you learn to ignore any signal that isn't bright flashing neon. The risk/reward ratio for responding to hints is not all in your favor. Guys like to say they're just dense, but this is deeply ingrained cultural training. Sorry, ladies, until cultures change, we're going to remain oblivious. This has been gilded 4 times, and I upvoted it before I was done reading it. The bottom line is, it's in our best interest, logically, to assume the worst. Because if we go the other way, girls have too much power. Remember, you guys can lie and say anything and get a guy thrown in jail. You know how many times a woman has, you know, accused a dude of rape, only for it to come out later that she was lying, and the dude still has to jump through the legal system. Sometimes the state will pick it up. You know, they're out of pocket because they got to pay for, you know, all of these fees. And even though the girl is a lie, you know what I'm talking about? And in a world like this, pretty much every woman is a police officer. How rude is it? How rude is that? Does that put it in terms that you understand? When every girl is potentially a cop? So yeah, it's better to be oblivious. Fuck that. Fuck that. Number 30 has been deleted. We'll never know what it was. Somebody said, "What the nut are kiss me eyes?" So I'm guessing the guy must have said something like, "She was looking at me with those kiss me eyes." And then somebody responds, "It's when the woman is staring at the man thinking, kiss me." And the man is wondering, "Do I have something stuck between my teeth?" Number 29, guys. Not exactly an answer to the question, but related. Oh, these are getting wild, nigga. Not even an answer to the question. Oh, really? You ask a question and you come in this thread and somebody's like, "That's nice, but have you seen these pictures of Spider-Man?" Okay, what the hell? This is a Spider-Man thread now. I was dating a guy who told me up front that he was terrified at picking up the signs that someone liked him. Terrible. The fuck's wrong with you, Kyle? I was flirting, etc. So on our third date, we planned that he would stay the night at my place. I thought that was pretty obvious. But just to make sure, I put a bunch of condoms on a platter on the bed, with notes all around it pointing to the platter that said, "This is a sign." He thought it was hilarious. We had sex. It was awesome. Look, two people that can communicate. Number 28. After a conversation with my boyfriend about not being obvious enough when trying to initiate sex, I decided to entice him by posing naked on the corner of the bed and seductively whispering, "Hey, you," as he walked into the room. His reaction? He walks in the room, gives me a bro nod, and says, "Hey, babe, I gotta poop." We did not end up having sex that night. It's like a documentary, guys. Number 27. I'm the oblivious guy, not the lady. Before our third date, she said I could stay over at her place if it got late. So we're watching a movie on TV there, and at the end of it, I said, "I guess I better let you head off to bed. I'll take the couch." Ooh. She literally had to say, "I was hoping we could snuggle," before I got the hint. I hope she said it just like that. "Hey, I was hoping we could snuggle." And then she did like this, like the finger bendy thing. Like, oh God. The finger bendy thing. Kyle, you cray. Number 26. I was the guy. Her. Let's hang out after school. Nobody's gonna be at my house. Me. Okay, cool. Drive her home and hang out with her. Her. Hey, I have a finished attic I like to hang out in and watch movies. Me. Okay, cool. Go in the attic where a couch, a sheet on the floor, and a TV and on a stand are chilling. Turn on some random movie and she proceeds to cuddle me. Her. So what do you want to do? Me. I don't know. Random chatter about the movie. Her. My last boyfriend couldn't last more than 2 minutes with me. No guy has, actually. Ugh. Come on. Ugh. Me. Oh, I could do better than that. Her. Oh yeah? Me. Random chatter about the movie. Somebody said this is not a fire. The guy says this is not a fire drill, folks. This actually happened. She ghosted me pretty hard after that, and I didn't really understand why until fucking years later. Yeah, well, if she's going on about how no guy has lasted longer than 2 minutes, then that sheet's probably got a lot of use and a lot of DNA all over it. You know what I'm talking about? In that dusty ass gross attic, she found another guy, and she banging their brains out until she get bored. Look out for a chick that's probably into you as opposed to some chicks that's just trying to get her rocks off. You know what I mean? Number 25. I stripped completely naked, played sexy music, and started rubbing his shoulders. He didn't even turn around and ask if I want to order pizza for dinner. Girls, you want to know what gets Kyle pretty hard? People playing like they have a brain in Overwatch, okay? You want to come into my match and show me that you can actually contribute as May or Zadia, or Mercy, then hey, that kind of competence goes a long way. I'm not used to seeing people use their brain. And one of the things that make me very good in Overwatch is not how skilled or pro or look how tight my reflexes are and I'm so responsive. It's like some kind of communication with the controller as if it's a second limb, dude. The problem is that I know where to be. I know where people will go. I know how they'll react in certain situations. I can bait people in my direction. I use the trap in ways that people probably haven't seen often. I'm kicking that ass because I'm using my mind, right? And it's not something I see ever, and it makes me kind of sad. It's pretty easy to ult properly. So why don't we see it more often? If you're listening to this and you play Overwatch, why are you leaving me hanging? It's like if you're listening to this and you have big titties, like, why? What are you doing? Why haven't I? Where have you been? How many hints am I supposed to drop that are just going to go unnoticed? See how I brought it around? In the list of 60 unnoticed hints girls dropped for guys. Number 24. When I was a senior in high school during prom season, there was a girl in the most of the classes I was attending. We were good friends. We had much in common. We were at the top of our class. Also, I thought she was cute. One day, she and her friend approached me during lunch. Girl, hey, don't you want to ask me something? Me, I don't know what. She and her friend gives each other a look. Girl, are you going to prom? Me, I'm not sure. I don't have anybody to be with. End scene. Yes, end scene. I didn't get the hint until years later, but I didn't end up going to prom with the fellas. Oh my God, yes. Isn't there something you want to ask me? Oh man, dude, if any girl ever came up to me on some bullshit like that, I'd be like, here's the deal. You tell me what I'm supposed to say, I'll say it. What's happening here? I don't, did I break something? Jesus Christ. Like, I'd say whatever anybody told you was a lie. Okay, number 23. I'm a guy, and I've told this story before, but I must again to make clear how oblivious we are. I met this girl through my female best friend. Her and I became friends due to our mutual love of movies. She's come by most evenings and we chill, smoke a joint, and watch foreign films, work through the Criterion collection, or catch some underground cult classics. She'd often stay well into the night and sleep over, often in my room with me. This went on for a long while. And then one day she just disappeared, cut off Facebook and everything, gone. I knew I did nothing, so I figured life change and went on. Flash forward to years later, I'm on the phone with my best friend and make some joke about the Netflix and chill to her. And she says, that's what blank spent months trying to do with you. I swear I didn't know until that moment. And the worst part is, I was head over heels for that girl. No, you weren't, nigga. No, you weren't, dude. It's so easy to accidentally make a move on a girl, It's so easy to accidentally make a move on a girl. So, it's just not real. It's just not real. I get that people are really awkward at a young stage, But if half of you guys knew just how often the girls are playing with themselves, like, I want to say, you need to think about, guys, look, you need to think about how often you'd be getting off if you had the place to yourself. That's just how often some of these girls are doing it, if not more. So think about that, and apply it to your experiences. Number 22. Okay. At 17, I met this girl and she said, come over, let's hang out. It's 2 a.m. We hang out near her house. And at 3 a.m., she's like, let's go upstairs and have some coffee. I said, no, I'm good. I'm tired. This was fun. Let's do it again, okay? And just left. She never responded to me again. At 31, I was at a dinner with a few friends, and they were talking about how we missed signals. I started to laugh, and it hit me. Holy shit, she wanted sex. God damn it. Again, I don't like these one-time scenarios, dude. You know, I'm the wrong guy for it. I'm the wrong guy for these one-time scenarios. I'm just not that guy who's all about this. Let's just one time have fun. Because, like, how many other people she one time having fun with? You know what I'm talking about? Ugh. Number 21. I told my boyfriend to get naked, and he responded with, you get naked. So I said, okay, I will if you're nice to me. He laughed and went to sleep. Guess he didn't want to be nice. Oh. Oh my God. He didn't think I was being serious until he woke up to me masturbating. Oh my God, these poor girls. Number 20. This is a hint a girl dropped for me. Girl, hey. Me, hi. Girl, I'm home alone. Wanna come over? Me, it's sort of cold out. Girl, oh. Didn't even think about it until I was laying in bed that night. That's a fucking meme, dude. And it went over your head. That's next level autism. That's next level autism. That's next level autism, dude. My parents are out of town. My parents are not home. I'm home alone. And you're just like, it's cold outside. Number 19. Hitting on my now boyfriend of 3 years. I was complimenting him on how handsome he was and how he had beautiful eyes. I wanted a closer view of him, so he texted me this creepy ass shot of his eyeball with his eye as widely open as possible. He legitimately thought that's what I wanted. After our first date, I immediately started talking about potential future dates. Can you guys Snapchat me pictures of your eyeballs? I'm dead fucking serious. I'm dead fucking serious. This is gonna make my day better. Okay. The Snapchat. Kyle, a picture of your eyeballs. And I will rate them on a scale from 1 to beautiful. But you have special eyes. My brand. Oh, I love that it was a creepy ass shot of his eyeball. Something about that's my jam. I apologize. Okay, I immediately started talking about potential future dates and how much fun I had with him. I stayed out so late that I missed my friend's party. However, because I didn't hug him properly and ask to split the cost of the meal, he thought I wasn't actually interested. How do you know that specifically? Somebody says, look, he texted me this creepy ass shot of his eyeball, and everybody else says, okay, that's actually hilarious. Dude sounds like he has a great sense of humor. I don't think he meant it as funny. Somebody else made the my brand joke. My brand. Text me a picture of those special eyes. Oh my God. Oh my God, my brand. Number 18. I was laying down on a bench with my friend in his lap, talking about our previous experiences. Excuse me. This was high school, and he told me that he had never had a blowjob before. I told him, with my head in his crotch, that I could blow his mind. Nothing. Crickets. Somebody said, if only you'd said blow your penis. That might have worked. We're only at number 17. Look, man, we need to start getting through these, gay guys. Number 17. I started talking to a guy who was behind on Game of Thrones. Oh, God. So I offered to give him my HBO password so we could watch it at his place, thinking it would be a good excuse to hang out. He ends up marathoning the show without me. We're dating now, but he sure as hell not watch season 7 without me. Okay. Number 16. I'm a guy. I'll tell you why hints are BS. This was many years ago in college. A friend of one of my roommates, I had 4 roommates in a big apartment, was going to stay over, proceeded to flirt with me on deck and started a conversation about her favorite sex positions. What do? Put my hand on her thigh to continue where I thought this was obviously going. Didn't go anywhere and went to sleep. Next morning, my roommate says that she, the friend, had to sleep in her room with the door locked because she was afraid I would rape her in the night solely because I put my hand on her thigh as she described. Unsolicited, by the way, and her favorite, as she described her sex positions to me. Just no. Thumbs up. This is what we're talking about, This is what we're talking about. I wish we could find a way to put that one at the top of this shit. Just sticky this one. It's hammered into our brain for your whole life that it's creepy and predatory to get forward with a girl because you think she's into you, dude. You women are the problem. Blame women. You know what I'm talking about? Blame women. Don't be upset at the niggas, because the niggas are only doing what comes naturally to us and protecting ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? These women are crazy, and I get it. Y'all are out there and you're like, I'm not like that. Women aren't like that. Really, women are, and your experience is incomplete. Trust us. You don't know women the way that we know women, because even if you're into women, the women that are going to be giving you attention as a woman that you're into are not the women that most niggas would be dealing with. You don't know because your experience is incomplete. Most dudes will have more genuine, sincere experiences with typical women than any woman could ever imagine, because the women that you guys deal with are not the same women that the guys deal with. And think of your parents. If you want a very good analogy is what I'm talking about right now, think of your parents. The way that the parents deal with you is not the way that they deal with the other people that they know in their life, because imagine if everybody else could just wash their hands of these people immediately and be like, I don't need to take this from you, then they would. So naturally, the people that they know get a different version of them than you do. Just like the girls that are trying to make a man, aware that they're into them or get a man to do what they want them to do, are presenting a different version of themselves than they would to another woman. And if the girl is the type of girl that would date another girl, then she's probably not exactly the same as she would be if she were into a guy. Do you get what I'm saying? Your experience is incomplete. Do you get what I'm saying? So look, the women out there are ruining it for the normal women. And I'm sorry to say, that's just the way it goes. We got to deal with it. Number 15 here. My fiance and I are chatting on Facebook Messenger near the start of our relationship, and it went something like this. Him: I haven't had sex in 2 years. Me: that's quite a streak. I'd hate to mess it up. Him: yeah, it's been a while. ... Wait, what? I then lured him into a hotel, fucked his brains out, and now we're getting married. Lured him. I like that. Why don't you have a seat? Number 14. This girl was sitting with our group of boys and saying if I wanted to get with one of you, it would be you. My name. And I was just like, thanks very much. Very kind of you to say. Thank you. Let's have a handshake here, please. That's not there. I just added the handshake part. It's because it's funny. Somebody says, you seem like a polite guy. Oh my God, get me out of this list. Number 13, size. So I've actually had sex with a girl before realizing she was actually into me. I guess it could happen. I guess if we can think about it, it can happen, Some girls just want to do stuff. They don't really care who it's with. Some guys too. She knocks on my dorm room wearing a miniskirt and carrying a chocolate cake. A whole chocolate cake. And says... I think the mic wasn't muted. Dude, I think when I just went to unmute the mic, I muted it. And then, like, the realization set in that, like, wait a minute. If I just pressed the button and that muted the mic, then that means that it wasn't muted. So let's try this again. Nobody's listening to this, so it's fine. I love you guys. Oh my god. Number 13. So I've actually had sex with a girl before realizing that she was actually into me. She knocks on my dorm room door wearing a miniskirt and carrying a chocolate cake, a whole chocolate cake, and says that she just baked it and was wondering if I'd like to try some. I tell her that I'm not a big fan of chocolate. What? She just baked you a cake and brought it over and asked you to try it. Even if you don't want to try it, you don't say that to her, but was intelligent enough to add that I'd like to try it anyway. We set the cake aside, I invite her in, and she asks what I'm up to. I tell her the truth, that I was about to start watching V for Vendetta. Oh, what? And she squeals that she loves the movie and asks if she can watch it with me. We lay down on my unfolded futon and start watching it together under a blanket. This was in the dead of Boston winter. We're watching the movie and she starts making all these comments about Hugo Weaving. I love Hugo Weaving so much. God, Hugo Weaving is so hot. Man, Hugo Weaving makes me so horny. And all this time, I'm like, yeah, he's a great actor. I loved him in The Matrix. Bing ding 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 bing ding ding bing ding bing ding ding ding. Dodge the bullet, Neo. The Matrix. Sorry, guys. Did you guys know that Hugo Weaving was also the Red Skull in Captain America? The original Captain America. Did you know that Hugo Weaving was also Elrond, I think, in Lord of the Rings? You know who Elrond is? Elrond. Elrond. Yeah, that's right, he was Elrond. Hugo Weaving plays Elrond. Nobody play my Elrond like Hugo Weaving. My man, Hugo Weaving, my man. Making me so horny. At any rate, yeah, he's a great actor and I loved him in The Matrix. Maybe 20 minutes pass by and all of a sudden I feel her rubbing up against me and she's, well, touching herself. Sorry, I hope you don't mind. I just got really horny and I couldn't help myself. And here I'm thinking I'm the luckiest dope in the world and I'm glad I picked a movie that had Hugo Weaving in it. Of course I say something like, that's okay, I understand. I have actresses that really do it for me too, and I do absolutely nothing because I still don't get that she's coming on to me. Another 10 minutes of this pass before she just turns to me and says, "Can I suck your dick?" And my mind, my very underdeveloped, pathetic mind, my very thought was, Hugo Weaving is such a great wingman. And damn, talk about being in the right place at the right time. It took me another year before I realized it was all a ruse to get to me, and I could have been watching any damn movie at that whole. Well, look, that girl's a genius, dude, because this guy's an idiot. God, I love Hugo Weaving. Hugo Weaving is weaving a web of Look, man, this blows my mind. This blows my mind, you know. I'm the type of guy where, you know, I would be looking around for cameras and I'd be like, you know, you wearing a wire, and I'd be yelling the date and saying things like, so you are giving me consent to do this to you, and your name, you know what I mean? Oh my god. Number 12, man. As I was reading this thread, my next door neighbor asked if I could come kill an ant in her room because she's too scared to do it. I almost didn't reply. Almost. The fact that I was reading this thread was the only reason I knew she wants to chill. Hopefully she doesn't actually just want me to kill an ant. Edit, there really was an ant, a small one. And when I got rid of her only response was, "Okay, thanks, talk to you later." Fuck this misleading fantasy world. Oh well. Number 11. After many moons of trying to get this guy in bed, I straight up humped his leg in an act of horny desperation. He thought it was hilarious. Years later, he asked me why we never hooked up. Anyway, number 10. As a guy, here's a hint to the ladies. If it's a hint, it's too subtle. Yeah, can't say that enough. Somebody else responds, as a guy who with confidence issues, even if it isn't a hint, I'll probably still think it's just another person trying to set me up for a joke. Aw, woman, hi, me, what kind of sick joke is this? Number 9. Him, I don't want to pressure you, but it's pretty late and I think you should spend the night. My couch is super comfortable and I can make it up for you if you'd like. Me, maybe I could sleep in your bed with you. Him, I promise the couch isn't bad. Brutal. Oh my god, I promise the couch isn't bad. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's brutal, dude. Number 7. Me, I think you're really cute and I like you a lot. Him, thanks. Accepting this unrequited croche. Calm down, Kale. Accepting this unrequited crush, I decided I was happy being friends with him. 3 months down the line, he spent hours comforting me after a disastrous night, and then finally confessed that he had feelings for me, going back 6 months. When I asked him why he didn't say anything when I told him my feelings, he said, but I wasn't sure you liked me. That was 4 years ago. He's still as cute and dense now, and is fast asleep next to me. Gay. Number 6. All these comments are making me not want to try any hints at all. From now on, I'm just going to be straightforward. Somebody said, we did it, Reddit. Number 5. I was living with my then boyfriend a few years ago. Feeling a little flirtatious, I suggested we could take a shower together. You know, to save water, wink wink. His response, why? We don't pay for water. Shut down. Number 4. I was staying the night at a female friend's house. I had a huge crush on her, and it was the first night sleeping in the same bed. Her, just so you know, jeans aren't allowed in my bed. You have to take them off. Me, haha, that's a dumb rule. Oh my god, he keeps them on. That one still stings. What the fuck? Oh my god. Number 3. Sorry, I gotta download this, man. Somebody, you edit in your post to say obligatory first goal. Thank you, kind stranger. Can you guys get this shit out of your... Number 3. As a guy, I completely see your hints all the time, but I'm afraid that I'm wrong, and I'm going to get rejected, made a fool out of myself, so I don't do anything. Bing bong. Somebody else responds. Also, as a guy, it's hard to tell what extent that hints goes from a simple, I think you're a cool person and we should be friends, to you're pretty attractive and I wouldn't be opposed to having a relationship, to perform intercourse with me, to I'm being polite and keeping the party vibes up, but to be honest, I'm indifferent to you. It's hard. I can barely read books. Number 2. We were married 2 full years before I finally understood that if she took a bath at night, I was going to get some. Watched a lot of baseball while she lay sparkling clean in bed alone. Aww. voice drifting down the stairs. Dear, second and third bases are up here waiting for you. Aww. Goes upstairs and turns the game on that TV instead. Number 1. On the list of 60 unnoticed hints girls dropped for guys. Why did you do 60? What are you what are you doing? You know, you're not making anything off of these. You should kill yourself today, Kyle. Number 1. My current boyfriend and I started out in this weird friends that flirt stage. I was trying to find a way to get him to make a move. One very hot evening, middle of August, we were sitting in this backyard with a few of our friends drinking beer. I sat on the same lawn chair as him, kind of wiggled in, and said, "I'm cold." He left me alone in the chair and proceeded to build a giant fire. It took him like an hour. When he was finished making the fire, he sat back down in a different lawn chair. Look, man, we are men. We see a problem, we fix it, okay? And here's the bottom line. If your problem was, I've got a lock, and the only key to that lock is your cock, not any other guy's cock, your cock. If you said that, we would open your door. Do you get what I'm saying? When you're coming at us with this I'm cold bullshit, the solution is to warm you up. Do you get what I'm saying? And the bottom line is, some hoes are that dense. I know that you're thinking, well, I'm not stupid. If I were cold, I would just get a blanket. I was just saying it to, nigga, say what you fucking mean then. Is it hard? Is communicating hard? Is that weird? Communicating must be hard. It must be hard to say yes when you mean yes. You know what I mean? It must be hard to say no when you mean no. But the bottom line is, you should live in a world where you say what you mean, because I think you'll come to the realization sooner or later that if they can't get it from you, they'll find it from somebody else. Communication is not the type of thing you want to make a barrier, okay? Because there's so many other things you could play games with. Play games in other departments, but not when speaking and interacting with another fucking human, okay? Because it's very necessary that we both understand where we're both coming from at all times. Do you get what I'm saying? Very simple stuff. Oh, so simple. He built you a fire. That's husband material. You see what I'm saying? He took a long amount of time to put effort into making it so that you wouldn't be cold. This is something he did for you. Okay? That's sweet. I like that it's the top one. Oh, man. It's funny because a part of me has been, you know, like all week I've pretty much just been listening to Black Hole Sun, you know, but I can't listen to that in this video. Oh boy. But I'll tell you what, you know, what if some question that you can answer in the comment section below. What's a hint that you missed, you know, about your bing bong doolalies? You see what I'm saying? There's so much nonsense going on in the world. What the hell can we do, you know? You guys take it easy. And I suppose maybe I'll see you in the stream. My dad just took off his shoe in the middle of In-N-Out to show me his sock. The sock says lit. You know what I mean? Dad looks proud of that. You guys take it easy, man. I'm gonna figure out what the hell's going on. Bye.